The news is live on Class 91.3 FM in Accra, Ho FM 92.5 in the Volta region, Dagban FM 102.5 in Tamale, Radio 1 92.1 in the Upper West region, Radio Power 96 in Spain, around the world. Join us on classfmonline.com. Coming up in this bulletin, MPP elects constituency executive amid violence and legal disputes. One shot during 9 months operation at Chebi. Will bring you details on that story. Also coming up in this bulletin, Member of Parliament for Ningo Prampram announces clampdown on sand winning.
At first, the Traditional Council used to take a levy from the sand winner. They stopped it. So the Traditional Council is against it. The District Assembly has bylaws against it. But you see these sand winners come and do this operation at 1 a.m. 2 a.m. We'll meet them in there at 1 a.m. 2 a.m. We're going to clamp down on it because we cannot for the greed.
These plus many other stories coming your way shortly.
This is the Class Breakfast News.
I am Elizabeth and you're welcome to Class 91.3 FM. Let's settle for the details of the news. Violence, arrest and court injunctions overshadowed part of the New Patriotic Party's constituency executive elections held across the country over the weekend, although voting was conducted peacefully in several constituencies. In the Ashanti region, the elections at the Bantama constituencies was disrupted after some individuals reportedly stormed the polling center and destroyed election materials, leading to the arrest of 3 suspects. Court injunctions also affected the conduct of the elections in some constituencies, including the Fija Setre East, Ashanti Achem Central and Tema Central. At the Fija Setre East, broadcaster and NPP activist Okatechie Frifa Mensah was arrested during the elections following a violent incident at the polling center. A statement from his communications team said the arrest, which occurred at about 7:40 a.m., was linked to the disturbances at the elections grounds, but insisted that Okatechie Frifa was not leading any violent group and was in the company of supporters when they unarmed and had no intentions of causing harm. The team further claimed that his family, lawyers and campaign team were not informed of his whereabouts for several hours after the arrest, creating tension among his supporters. It is said Okatechie Frifa was later transferred to the Asante Mampong Divisional Police Command at about 5 p.m. where he remains in custody pending further lawful processes. The statement also alleged that Okatechie Frifa and 4 other members of his team sustained gunshot injuries and are receiving treatment, while urging supporters to remain calm and allow due process to take its course. Despite the isolated incident, the party successfully elected constituency executives in many parts of the country. In the Wutusenya East constituency, Victoria Santua Yeboah made history by becoming the first female MPP youth organizer for the constituency. She secured 1,102 of the 2,057 valid vote cast, defeating 2 male contenders and 1 female opponent.
We hope and then pray that we win election 2028. My main reason for going for these elections is to help strengthen the youth wing. So by God's grace, I have won, and we are praying and hoping that everybody will come on board. This is not the time to say I did not win the elections, or this is not the time to be sad. I pray we all come together and then work together and win election 2028. Thank you all.
Okay, so for you one, so far as especially scare you.
And I have what they know I can do the work. And I have what it takes to do the work. That is why they voted for me. So don't worry, we will win power.
That's Veronica Santua Yeboah, who is the MPP youth organizer for the Wutusenya East constituency. Now, still on the New Patriotic Party, the MPP Director of Elections for Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia campaign, Dennis Miracles Abuaje, has reportedly been arrested by the Economic and Organized Crime Office at the Accra International Airport. The report indicates that Miracle Abuaje was picked up on Sunday, July 12, 2026 in connection with an alleged Iyoko investigations, although the details of the matter have not been officially disclosed by the Anti-Graft Agency. The development comes shortly after Miracle Abuaje announced his intentions to contest the position of NPP National Communications Director, move aimed at leading the party's communication strategy ahead of future political activities. The NPP has expressed concern over the reported arrest and is demanding clarity on the circumstances surrounding the detention. Dennis Miracles Abuaje, a former municipal chief executive for Ikuapem North and a prominent communicator of the party, previously served as an aide and spokesperson for the former Vice President Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. Further details are expected from Iyoko and other relevant authorities as the matter develops. We'll bring you more details on that right here on Class 91.3 FM. Let's move on to some other stories, because a confrontation between some youth and a joint team of military and police officers during an anti-illegal mining operation at Chebi in the eastern region over the weekend has left one person with a gunshot injury. The victim is currently receiving treatment at the Chebi Government Hospital as authorities investigate the circumstances surrounding the incident. Reports indicate that the confrontation occurred after some youth engaged in mining activities allegedly block an access road, preventing the security personnel from entering the area. Some of the miners have reportedly accused the security team of selective enforcement, alleging that other mining sites are not being targeted in the same manner. Tension is said to remain high in parts of the Chebi, particularly the Zongo community, with some residents demanding answers over the shooting. Let's listen to what transpired at the mining site over the weekend. The Military Police Service and the National Anti-Illegal Mining Operations Secretariat (NIMOS) are yet to officially comment on the matter. As and when they do that, we'll bring you further details on that story. Let's head to Ningo Pram, because the Member of Parliament, Samuel Nate George, has announced plans for a major clampdown on sand winning activities in the constituency. He says the practice has contributed to environmental degradation and increased the vulnerability of community to flooding. Samuel Nate George made the announcement after distributing relief items to residents affected by the devastating June 29 flood, stressing that decisive action will be taken to address activities that worsen the impact of floods. He says the move forms part of efforts to protect the environment and prevent further and future floods disaster in the constituency.
He's the paramount chief of Ningo. He's the overlord of Ningo. And he says that the traditional council, since he got installed as the paramount chief, he stopped. At first, the traditional council used to take a levy from the sand winners. They stopped it. So the traditional council is against it. The district assembly has bylaws against it. But you see these sand winners come and do this operation at 1 a.m., 2 a.m. We'll meet them in there at 1 a.m., 2 a.m. We're going to clamp down on it, because we cannot, for the greed of a few people, destroy the livelihoods and lives of thousands of people. I mean, it's just, this is our own form of galamsey, and we'll fight it here locally.
That's the Member of Parliament for Ningo Pram, Samuel Nate George. Overcrowded classrooms, outdated curricula, poor teacher welfare and inadequate infrastructure remain major challenges affecting Ghana's education system, according to the Ochehene Osajefo Amotio Foripeni. The traditional ruler says addressing these challenges is critical to improving the quality of education and securing Ghana's future development. He stressed that investment in education must go beyond infrastructure to include proving and improving the welfare and working condition of teachers, who play a key role in shaping the next generation.
We inherited a system of governance led by the British in 1957. Our world of 1957 cannot be our world of 2026. but we still practice the system the British left. They left a system at that time where about maybe 4.5 million people. Teachers are special place, separate people in their countries. Maybe we should look at that and treat teachers special. Classrooms in rural Ghana are overcrowded. Curriculum is outdated. Teachers are not paid well. And if we continue to live this, when you're born in rural Ghana, you're stuck.
He also urged universities to align their academic programs with the evolving demands of the global job market. He called on higher education institutions to focus on producing innovators, entrepreneurs, and job creators rather than graduates who only possess academic qualifications without the skills needed to compete in challenging work world.
The significance of today's ceremony extends beyond, therefore, becomes centers of innovation, entrepreneurship, research, and progress. I heard all of us were articulating how this university has to have entrepreneurship. In our country today, young people who are stalwart entrepreneurs, if they want to start their own business, you agree with me, it's very difficult. So we have to make the possibility for young people to start their own businesses.
That's Ochehene Osaje for Amotia Oforipeni. Travelers departing from the Accra International Airport will no longer have to remove laptops, shoes, and belts during routine security checks following the introduction of new screening technology by the Ghana Airport Company Limited. The new state-of-the-art equipment has been deployed at passenger screening checkpoints in Terminal 2 and 3 of the airport as part of efforts to enhance aviation security and improve the passenger experience. Under the upgraded system, passengers can keep laptops and other large electronic devices in their cabin baggages during screening, while liquid, aerosol, and gels may also remain in bags subject to existing security regulations. The Ghana Airports Company Limited, however, reminded passengers that liquid, aerosol, and gel exceeding 100 millimeters per container remain prohibited. The new equipment also comes with an automatic tray return system, which is expected to reduce delay by quickly returning trays to passengers after screening. Manager of the Ghana Airport Company Limited says the migration to the new system will be done gradually alongside existing procedures and equipment, and has urged passengers and stakeholders to cooperate during the transition. To some other stories, the vehicle owners will soon have access to more secure and unique number plate as the Driver and Vehicle Licensing Authority roll out a new digital registration system. The Chief Executive Officer of DVLA, Julius Nikwe Korte, says the new digital number plate will provide more than 6 million unique registration at each DVLA center, eliminating the repetition of letters and numbers.
We can have another 9999 GRAA, 9999 GRAB, 9999 GRCC, 9999 GRZZ, 9999 GRQQ. But with the current one we have, if it's 9999 then the year comes, that's the end. So this one takes more numbers than the old one. So this one with one DVLA center, we are expected to use 6.7 million cars. Even the old and the cars we have done this one.
That's the Chief Executive Officer for the Driver and Vehicle Licensing Authority, Julius Nikwe Korte. The Accra High Court today resumes the criminal trial involving Mesgo Chief Executive Officer Nana Apia Mensah, also known as NAM1, with the case management conference and the start of cross-examination. The proceedings, scheduled to begin at 11 a.m., will see the court address procedural matters before commencing the cross-examination of NAM1 and two other accused persons in the ongoing criminal trial. The case stems from the collapse of Men's Good Ghana Limited, which left thousands of customers unable to assess their investment and has remained one of the country's most high-profile financial cases. Meanwhile, the coalition of aggrieved customers of Men's Good says it will address the media after the court hearing today. The group says it will provide update on the status of the lock-up investment and express its concern over what it described as the government perceived slow response to the plight of affected customers. The convener and chairman of the coalition, Fred Forsons, has invited the media organizations to cover both the court proceedings and post-hearing briefing. And today's hearing is expected to mark another significant stage in the prosecution of the case as the court continues to hear evidence. We'll bring you more details on this story subsequently on Radio on Class 91.3 FM. For now, this is the Class Breakfast News with me, WithAidoo. For more news and updates, do log on to classfmonline.com. The morning show continues with Kwame Jumo Ajiman and the team. Do stay and enjoy the rest of our programs. Have a good morning.
That's the semi-final stage. But who are they going to be playing with? We had seen quite a number of teams and who they were going to be playing with following their progression. France getting a 2-0 result against Morocco. What that meant was that they were now going to be playing against Spain, who got a 2-1 result themselves in their game against Belgium. It was now between Argentina and Switzerland to determine who was going to be playing the Three Lions of England.
This year's tantalising semi-final lineup. Messi's corner.
Years a World Cup. What that means is that we have two cracking games to look forward to at the semi-final stage. Who would have thought that we'll be seeing this after June the 11th? It's been how many days of exciting World Cup football action? It's been day number 32 already. This competition started a month and 2 days ago, and now we are at the semi-final stage of the competition. First up would be the game between France and Spain. That will be played on Tuesday. Look out for that game. And then, of course, we're going to be having the game between Argentina and the Three Lions of England. And I'm sure it's a game that many all over the world will be looking forward to. Who gets a result in those two games to progress to the next stage of the competition? Let me just quickly update you with one or two stuff concerning the World Cup, especially with the time these games are going to be played. The game between France and Spain will be kicking off at 19 hours GMT. That is 7 p.m. Ghana time. And then right after the following day, we would have the game between England and Argentina also coming up in the semi-final stage, same time, 19 hours GMT. The losers of both games will be playing in the third place, the playoff on Saturday, and then the final, the winners of those two semi-final games will be progressing to the next stage of the competition. Of the competition, Erling Braut Haaland cannot add up to any of his goals because his team Norway were kicked out by the Three Lions of England. When it comes to the assist, Michael Olise of France has a 5 with Bruno Guimaraes of Brazil on 4, and then you have Odegaard of Norway also on 4. When it comes to shots on target, Kylian Mbappe is averaging 3.2, Lionel Messi is averaging 3.0, with Erling Braut Haaland averaging 2.6. When it comes to shots, Kylian Mbappe is also averaging averaging 4.7. Lionel Messi is averaging 4.7, with Dudera of the Czech Republic averaging 4.0. He and Steam have long since been out of this competition. When it comes to successful dribbles at this year's World Cup, Volpato of Australia has 4.0. Jamal Musiala of Germany has a 3.8, with Lee Kang-in of South Korea on 3.7. All of these players have since exited the competition. When it comes to tackles, Aydin of Turkey has a 5.0. Ait Nouri of Algeria has 3.3, with Aurelien Chouameni of France on 3.3. He's still very much in the competition with France, so there's a chance he could be adding to all of this. Surprisingly, there's been quite a number of own goals at this year's competition as well. Mo Hani of Egypt scored 2 own goals against his own team, with Nematov of Uzbekistan on 1, with Hussein of Iraq also on 1. Now, pens have been one of those stuff that we've seen at this year's competition. When it comes to penalties conceded, Kylian Mbappe is in there in the mix, together with Aaron Hickey of Scotland and Shibola of DR Congo in that mix there. There are so many stats as far as this year's World Cup is concerned, and we will do our very best to ensure that we keep you up to speed with practically everything when the competition is over. Next week, Monday, by this time, we would have known who would have won the World Cup. It's going to be any of these 4 teams who have progressed to the stage of the competition. Yannick Sinner of Italy defeating Zverev of Germany in 4 sets. The first set going in favor of the German, but the Italian rallying back to win the final 3 sets and winning a fifth career Grand Slam. So the show starting with the news papers this morning. On Monday,